챕터2 Come Fly With Me. Suddenly, Peter pulled Wendy toward the window. Come to Neverland with me, Wendy, he cried. Tell your stories to the lost boys. They'll like them. I can't come. I can't fly, said Wendy. I'll teach you to fly. Really? She cried. Will you teach John and Michael too? Yes, I will, said Peter. She woke up her brothers. John, Michael, wake up. Peter Pan will teach us to fly. Peter sprinkled fairy dust on them. Now wave your arms and take off, said Peter. They began to fly up and up to the ceiling. We are flying, shouted John and Michael. This is wonderful, said Wendy. Let's go outside, cried John. But Wendy was worried about her parents. There are mermaids and pirates in Neverland, said Peter. Pirates, said boys. Let's go at once. Come along, cried Peter. Wendy, John, and Michael flew into the night sky with Peter. They smelled the smoke when they flew off the chimneys. They flew around church spires and heard their bells ring. Then they flew and flew over the sea. Soon they were close to Neverland. They could see animals moving in the forest, and they could hear the Indians beating their drums. Shh, whispered Peter. There are pirates below us. Pirates? Cried the children. Yes, the Captain Hook is the worst one, said Peter. I cut off his hand in a fight, so he has a hook on his right hand. Wendy and her brothers became afraid and flew in silence. Hide the thing in your pocket, John, whispered Peter. If the pirates see her light, they will find us. Suddenly, there was a huge crashing sound. Boom! Something whizzed past them in the dark. The pirates had fired their cannon at them. Be careful, shouted Peter. The sound thundered all around them. Then strong winds swept over them. Thankfully, no one was hurt, but the children were scattered across the sky. After a while, John and Michael found themselves alone in the dark sky. Are you hurt? Asked John anxiously. I don't think so, said Michael. How about you? Are you all right? Yes, but I saw Peter swept far out to sea, said John. Where is Wendy? Asked Michael. I don't know. Let's go down to find her. Wendy and Tinkerbell were blown upward together. Peter, John and Michael, where are you? Cried Wendy. They are all right, Wendy. Follow me, said Tinkerbell. Wendy hurried to follow Tinkerbell. Tinkerbell wasn't really a bad fairy, but she was jealous of Wendy. She knew Peter liked Wendy more. Tinkerbell flew quickly to Peter's underground home. She wanted to find the lost boys before Wendy. Boys, Tinkerbell shouted. Where are you? We are here, they answered. The lost boys came out of their home one by one. A horrible Wendy bird is coming, cried Tinkerbell. Peter wants you to kill her. So the lost boys hid in the trees with their bows. There she is, shouted Tinkerbell. Fire now! The boys fired their arrows at Wendy. One of them hit her, and poor Wendy fell toward the ground. At that very moment, Peter arrived to rescue Wendy. He gently laid her on the grass. He took the arrow out of Acorn necklace. The acorn had saved a life. Peter shouted with anger. Why did you hurt my new friend? Tink said you wanted us to kill her, cried the lost boys. Tinkerbell flew onto his shoulder and begged him to forgive her. Go away! Leave here right now, yelled Peter. Just then Michael and John arrived. What happened to Wendy? Cried Michael. She had a bit of an accident, said Peter, but she's all right. Let's carry her into the underground home, said one of the lost boys. No, let her rest, said Peter. We will build a house around her. So Peter and the boys built a little house. Its walls were made of bright red wood, and the roof was covered in green leaves and moss. When Wendy woke up, she was very surprised. Where am I? We built this for you, Wendy, said Peter. Oh, it's so pretty, thanks. Then the lost boys gathered around her. We have no mother to tell us stories, they cried. Please be our mother. But I'm just a little girl, said Wendy. That doesn't matter, said Peter. Okay, I'll try my best, said Wendy. Peter and the lost boys cheered for joy. Now, I'll tell you a story before you go to bed. That night, Wendy told them the story of Cinderella. When she had finished it, the boys were all fast asleep.